So Bitcoin is flashing one of the most bullish indicators in its history, while at the same time flashing one of the most bearish indicators in its history. Let's get into it. Welcome to Everything Currency. This is a show where we talk about everything crypto and mo. I'm your host Jay, and today I am back with another beautiful video for you guys. I want to talk about this death cross that is showing on the charts and what it means for the price of Bitcoin and potentially for some of our altcoins. And I also want to talk to you about one of the most bullish buy signals that has ever flashed in Bitcoin history, and it's only flashed 5 times in the past. So if you're excited about that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you are new here, check out my website, everythingcurrencycrypto.com. Oh, and go ahead and check out this website, adesignuk.com. It's a website that was created by someone who's been a long-time subscriber of the channel, and you can get a free Bitcoin and cryptocurrency report if you just click this link right here. He also has some pretty cool merch on here, so go ahead and check out this website if you want to find out some more information about crypto and you want to join a nice crypto newsletter. Go ahead and check that out. But let's just get right into this video. So fear and greed is at everyone's fearful right now. To me, this just tells me that people don't know what the hell is going to happen. People get scared when they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what to do. But that's the sentiment right now. So when things are looking fearful, that's one bullish signal in my mind. When everybody else is kind of scared, I tend to get a little bit more bullish as a contrarian. So that's the first piece of analyst that I want to talk about today was a sentiment analysis. We're just going to use the fear and greed index and say that, hey, this to me just means people are really uncertain right now. But let's talk about this Bitcoin chart right here. So a little update from my last video, because I haven't made a video in a couple days. If I were to mute this death cross real quick and bring up my normal indicators, what we can see right here is that we bounced right on that level that I said we needed to bounce at. I mean, that was pretty beautiful to the T. I did not change this chart. It bounced, wicked down. It was a very indecisive candle, but now it's getting back up and trying to get above this 13 moving average right here. This was that bounce I was talking about in those altcoins. If you were thinking about getting out of some of those altcoins, I was waiting for this to happen. I didn't want to take major losses. For example, when this thing was happening right here, Avalanche was getting down to about $80, and today it popped back up around $95. So that's a nice recovery right there. But we are still getting rejected by the 13 moving average, and we still have this box right here, this box of resistance. Now it was a nice support for us for a while, but we are bouncing there. So that's what I'm seeing on these charts right here. We need to get above this 13 moving average in the next day, like the next day or so for sure, because we've been getting rejected by it for a while. So we need to get back above that soon. Getting back above that would probably coincide with this yellow line right here, which might be a nice area of confluence here. Breaking through that will give me more solidified signs that, hey, yeah, we might be headed back up to this line right here, which is 57K. But let's try to just make it through 47K first. Real talk. Going to talk about that bearish cross. So there is something called a death cross on these charts that I don't really watch too much, but a lot of people watch it. It is a lagging indicator. But this purple line right here is the 50 moving average, and this red line is the 200 moving average. And whenever they cross to the downside, it is a death cross. Now, this cross is a little bit too late. If you waited for this cross, you already saw a downside of you already saw a downside of 30% right there. But if we were to back test this a little bit, what we can see is whenever this cross happens, we do have about a 30% dip on these charts. You can see 31% there from when the cross happened. Right here we had a cross happen. Now that one was only 12%, which was not bad. But from this cross, if we were to have about a 30% dip down, that can put us around, let's say 35K, call it 33K, somewhere around that level. If we were to look at some of the other stuff in the past and try to match it up with something maybe around here. We say 35K. We got a lot of support right there before. So if this dev cross plays out, I would say 35K is where Bitcoin might bounce to, and that would be a pretty sucky level. But for right now, we're holding this 39K. That's what we need to see first, and that's already happening. So that's looking pretty good on that front. Now, I said there was going to be some bullish things that are happening right now, and one of those is this right here. We have Bitcoin entering the buy zone on the dormancy flow, and what the dormancy flow is basically a measurement against destruction and volume. And when they say destruction, they mean the amount of Bitcoin moving from old hands that hasn't been moved in a while, like people selling basically. That's what they consider destruction, and the volume is just people buying and selling. You divide that and you get this chart right here. You do a couple other calculations, you get this chart right here basically, right? And when this thing drops down into this zone right here, we can see the yellow line is the actual indicator, and then the line behind it is the actual price. So we can see that every time this thing kind of drops over here, Bitcoin has a nice rally in the price over the next couple of years, and then that is spiking again. Now this thing has been popping up on these charts a lot more lately. These cycles have seeming like they have been getting shorter. People have been thinking that, hey, these cycles are going to get longer, but I know some YouTubers, even LEO Trades, talked about these cycles are getting shorter. We might be having just mini cycles from here on out, and that's kind of what this chart is kind of showing right here. But that's a side note. But anyways, we're dipping back into this level again, and when we usually dip here, we had a little spike every time we've dipped there in the past, and it's usually a significant spike, over 30 to 60% spike in the price of Bitcoin. So that will be pretty bullish if this plays out. I just wanted to put this on your guys' radar. This indicator has only flashed 5 times before, and it is flashing right now. Go ahead and go to Glassnode if you want to check that out. So overall, these charts are looking pretty interesting. What I'm seeing, hey, we're bouncing at the levels that we need to bounce at once again. But if we don't get above the level that we're getting rejected at right now, then we are going to go back down and try to bounce on those levels again. And if we don't hold them, then that could bring us back down to 35. If we do hold them, then we break out of this yellow line and we go back up to 47. Those are the scenarios right there. With the altcoins, we are looking pretty interesting. There's a nice rounded bottom right here. We're getting rejected at this resistance level right here at 1.25. We bounced down here at 1.09, which is pretty great. I thought we were going to bounce at 1.07. So seeing that we bounced at some of the levels we need to bounce at was pretty cool. Had a nice bounce in the last couple of days. Now we look like we need to just recover, cool off a little bit, maybe come back down, retest the 13 before we continue higher. If we're going to continue higher, if we come back down here and retest this line and it rejects, that's going to look very, very bad for all of the altcoins. So overall, we are entering into bullish territory, but we are only having what is a dead cat bounce right now if we don't continue up and get above these levels. So yeah, reevaluate your altcoin bags, reevaluate all your bags. Also, I just saw that Avalanche was trending on Twitter. Little side note, but yeah, reevaluate your bags, because if we are going into the next cycle of this market, you want to be ready, whether it's bullish or bearish. Make sure you have those coins that you want to have, and make sure you get rid of those losers that you don't want to have. So let me know if you guys need any help with that. Oh, and for the person who was asking me about my video on chainlink, I wanted to talk to you guys about that. I talked about you being able to get 159% on chainlink. Well, I apologize, because those APYs went away very, very fast, and what that was on the Mantra DAO. On the Mantra DAO app, when you go to their website, you can open up the dApp and you can scroll down right here. Once you connect your Ethereum wallet, you can scroll down and find chainlink, but the APY dropped dramatically, dropped very dramatically. So yeah, sorry about that. If you want me to delete that video, let me know, because yeah, that only lasted for about a couple days. I guess people getting into Chainlink made this price go far. But if you come to MontraDAO and you can scroll through here, there are some projects that are offering a very pretty APY on their tokens. For example, Rook 300%, White 400%. You got you know, 87 or 92% for FTT. So there are some pretty nice 788% on API3, which is another Oracle. And these are, you can lend these tokens out and get this APY, and over here you can borrow on these tokens. So this is just a money market on the MontraDAO platform, similar to Aave. I do have videos on how to use Aave, so you can go ahead and look that up if you don't know how to use a money market. But yeah, so sorry about that. Those link rewards dropped very, very fast. You know, people get into Chainlink and those things don't last very long. Also, wanted to give you guys an update on the OMI token real quick. So if you guys are in VV and you guys are doing those VV NFTs, shout out to you guys. Those NFTs are going crazy. People are making a lot of money over there with the VV NFTs. But the OMI token is going to be doing its moving around. And I expect when that moving around happens, because it's been talked about for so long and it's finally happening. So once that migration happens and these other exchanges are able to get the OMI token on these exchanges, and people who have been buying these OMI NFTs and people who have been hearing about VV and haven't been able to get the OMI token because either they don't want to get on Bitforex, or they don't want to get, or they can't get on Ascend or whatever X it is now, Bitmax. If they can't get on Bitmax and they don't want to use Bitforex, then there are going to be new exchanges coming, and that's going to be a nice catalyst for the OMI token. Also with the Mutable X migration going on right now. So if you are an OMI holder, I'm just saying, hey, shout out to you guys. Been an OMI holder for a long time. If you don't have enough OMI tokens right now, might be a nice time to start looking at those. This is not financial advice, but definitely take a look at the OMI chart and take a look at what the upgrades coming for OMI, and I feel we could be on the brink of some gains there. So go ahead and check that out. Once again, this is not financial advice. Never invest more than you can afford to lose, ever. If you're feeling a little bit iffy about your bags right now, you might be a little bit too overexposed to the market. Do not overexpose yourself to the market. Also, if you have way too many altcoins to that when things dip, you don't know what to do, then you are holding way too many altcoins. Maybe narrow it down to your favorite 10. I know it's hard, but hey, it's just something to do if you're barely getting into this market and you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed with this volatility that we've been having. Crypto is all about this volatility, and this volatility is what allows us to have these good opportunities to make this type of money. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment in the comment box if anything you have a question on. Think positive and positive things will happen. RIP to my brother Crypto Roots. Till next time, peace.